Hi, my name's Paul Busta, and today I'm representing the Tuesday Morning Men's Group. We meet weekly in the conference room of the Education Building for about an hour, starting at 6:30. And yes, I said 6:30 in the morning. The time works great for some of our group that actually needs to go to work for the day. We're just starting a walk through the book of Hebrews, and we're always open to new participants. The Main Street doors are sure to be open. Today, I'd like to tell you about a Christmas experience that I hope is heard by all the overstressed parents who are fretting and sweating over what to get their children for Christmas this year. My wife Linda and I have two children. They're both about 40 and both have families of their own. The Christmas experience I want to tell you about happened some years ago. Both children were newly on their own, living out of state. Our daughter had gotten married earlier in the year, and everyone came home for Christmas. Now, my side of the family, at least, had always made a super big deal about Christmas gifts. It was pretty much over the top each year. And that is what our children grew up seeing. Well, now that they were on their own and coming home for Christmas, they did not want to disappoint. And they were surprisingly generous with their Christmas gifts. My wife and I were a bit overwhelmed by the whole thing. What we did not find out until several weeks later is that our children's generosity had been funded by credit cards. Essentially, they could not really afford what they gave us, but they had felt pressured that it was what they were supposed to do. And what was a bit ironic is that in our household, a credit card balance was about the worst thing that you could speak of. So before the next Christmas, my wife and I sent an edict throughout the land that no one was to bring a gift at Christmas that year. Well, except for us parents. We knew that they could not afford it. Instead, our children were instructed to bring Christmas memories. So after Christmas dinner, we all sat down and they started to share things that they enjoyed while growing up. And they kind of got carried away with it because they kept remembering all their best non-Christmas memories also. They kind of fed off one another, and it went on for a couple hours, and it was absolutely great. Then the time came for us to go to church, so we all started getting on our coats and prepared to get out the door. And then the big aha moment came to me. I looked at my wife and commented that not one of the things that our children talked about as being their best memories had anything about anything we had bought them. Not a one. What a lesson. It was the time, the interactions, the experiences, the teachings they remembered. So, parents, with all the pressure, all the demands, maybe even some of the guilt that you may feel, it's not the gifts that your children will find important. It's you. Give of yourselves like Jesus did. It's what we're really trying to celebrate when we celebrate Christmas. Thank you.